Thank you for taking time for our interview today. My first question is, would you mind describing us how you sustained serious injuries at the battlefield near Avdiivka in Donetsk region on January 19, 2023?
Okay, well, first of all, I would like to appreciate that you invited me here, because I think it's quite important to tell the Japanese society about what is going on. So thank you very much, and for your support as well. About my wounded, on the front line at that time, Russians were trying to attack our positions. It was a group of 3 tanks and probably up to 100 infantry. Before that, they had artillery strike on the positions. And unfortunately we had some wounded warriors, we have some wounded soldiers. As soon as my military profession is combat medic, it was my duty to come and help these people. Difficult situation because they were assaulting. It was heavy fire to our side. It was second time. First time it was okay. The second time the tank, the drone found me, and they correlated the fire, and they fired on my car from the tank, and fortunately I survived, because usually in a war you have to calculate the time when you are visible for an enemy. So it took probably too long, more than 5 minutes, because usual time is 5 minutes. It was too long, probably 7 or 10 minutes, and they found me and trying to destroy. So I was trying to take stretchers out of the trunk, and at that moment it was a strike from the tank. It was blackout for me, and also when I woke up I didn't feel my left leg. I thought that I lost it actually. So after that I was evacuated to the medical point, and after 4 or 5 hours later I was moved to the hospital. Yeah, unfortunately I had a heavy concussion, and by the end of the day I actually stopped talking. I couldn't speak actually. Well, it was very heavy wound. It was very heavy trauma on my left hip joint, almost all left knee, and some wounds from shells to my legs.
Shrapnel?
Yeah, shrapnel. Yeah. I mean, it happens in the war. Yeah.
Okay. And after you have been wounded, you have been receiving medical treatment and rehabilitation at hospitals in Ukraine.
Right.
After that, what brought you all the way to Japan to receive rehabilitation? Was the Ukrainian embassy in Tokyo involved?
Yeah. First of all, I really appreciate their efforts. Yeah, they were involved very much. And you know what happened? Actually, the guy that was here before me, we were with him at the same group, and he was wounded at one combat operation. He was wounded, and as a medic, I helped him actually.
Oh, I see.
And evacuated him. Yeah. So, and then suddenly he called me. He said, "Okay, I'm in Japan." I said, "You kidding? You in Japan? Come on." He said, "Yeah, I'm in Japan and rehabilitation, because there is a program that Ukrainian embassy together with Japanese authorities started here in Japan to rehabilitate Ukrainian warriors." So, and he said, okay, if you want, I can talk and you can come here. And I hesitated, to tell you honestly. I wasn't sure that probably someone is needed more this rehabilitation than me. But one thing that my eyesight, I actually left my eyesight on the left eye, and since Japan is a very technological country, so to speak, so I hope that I can get some help with this problem. So that was my motivation actually to come here.
I see. Thank you very much. And you have already mentioned some of your physical conditions before coming to Japan.
Right.
And in the last few months, you have been receiving treatment and rehabilitation at the hospital operated by Yokohama Future Healthcare Systems. How have you find positive changes? Are there any positive changes in the last few months?
Definitely. And I tell you that I was kind of surprised that in such a short period I have such improvement. Yes, I think it's because rehabilitation, but there is another side. It's a mental health, which is quite important aspect here in Japan. I think the progress that I have right now is because of very high professional employees, medics, and also atmosphere that was created here to heal quickly.
Would you discuss a little bit more about your impressions on the Japanese medical professionals?
Yeah, as medic, I tell you honestly, I suspect all the time. But I found out the very high level and very big knowledges in anatomy, in physiology. You guys really know what to do. And this is about not only rehabilitation part, it's all kind of medic that I met here. So they're very professional, and it's very impressive. It's very impressive.
Okay, thank you. And you have been staying in Japan with your wife. How do you and your wife like life in Japan? You have already mentioned some aspect of the life in Japan, but would you elaborate?
Yeah, important aspect is that you live in very, how to say it? Let me think how to describe it. Very peaceful society. This atmosphere that surrounded, in any person here, that you feel peaceful, you feel quiet, balanced. See, it's quite important for people that come in from another part of the world, where every single night we have the alarms, and it has a big influence to your mental health. So here it's quite different. Plus, a lot of aspects of your deep culture, which I like very much. Well, see, sometimes people do not recognize that every single tree outside was taken care of. See, or every single bush or the flowers. So you can see it everywhere in Japan. How it's organized in Japan. The public transport, for example, it's unbelievable. I mean, it's a very nice.
I see. Okay. And did you enjoy any recreational activities and sightseeing trips in Japan?
Yeah.
What did you do? Where did you go?
Well, we visited different places. Everyone in the world, almost everyone in the world, heard about Tokyo and some crosses, thousands of people moving back and forth, all this kind of stuff. That's interesting. And interesting how it's organized, this huge city, all these, huge buildings and stuff like that. But the main thing is that I have a possibility to visit interesting place historically, historically important place like Kamakura, for example, or Kyoto, for example. This is very, very impressive. All these temples, all these castles, all these empire, palaces and stuff like this. Also museums. I was impressed of the military museum ship that was the flagman in the Tsushima operation.
You mean?
It is a military ship.
Mikasa.
Yeah. Yeah. It was not enough descriptions in English, mostly in Japanese, but generally it was very, very nice that I had a possibility to touch, this history, great history actually.
Okay, I see. And I also heard that you have been to fishing in the sea yesterday. Yeah. How did you like it?
Well, it was a very nice surprise for me. Because one day I mentioned that in former time I like fishing actually. So in the head of this medical group, he was so kind to organize this trip for fishing. It was very nice, and not only fishing. Fishing more or less the same in different places, but the atmosphere that I told you before, and also the possibility to have some meals, traditional meals with guys that prepare this, to see how they cut fish, how they prepare sushi and sashimi and stuff like this. That was probably the best part of that.
They did it at your apartment?
Yeah. Okay. We did it together, and I filmed it.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. They prepared different, very simple but very nice looking dishes for this as meal. Yeah.
Okay. You are scheduled to leave Japan in a few days.
Right.
And what are you planning to do after coming back to Ukraine?
For now, I'm planning two main activities. I will continue with the rehabilitation. We call it psychosocial adaptation, which is the psychological, actually, and psychotherapeutical work with wounded warriors that are trying to adapt after they return from the war. And another activity I would probably, as an instructor, would probably help some civilians with some trainings, how to protect themselves in case they are wounded and stuff like this, like basic life support training.
First aid.
Yeah.
Okay, thank you very much, and I wish you a safe flight back to your country.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Thank you for your support. Thank you very much.